Welcome to That Trophy Wife Life with your host, Dayna Pereira. Maybe it's a participation trophy.
Hey guys, welcome back to That Trophy Wife Life. I'm Dayna Pereira, and today I have the sexiest accent woman. We have Mss Francois. How you doing?
I am good. Thank God I don't have to say it because I always make sure to let everyone know I have one of the sexiest accents in the world, and you could Google that.
Yeah. You know, I didn't Google it. I took your word for it, but I was listening to all of your videos and stuff like that that you have posted on your social media. And I was like, damn, I think she's right. That's pretty hot.
Thank you.
So whenever you think of accents, is there an accent out there that you find the sexiest?
You know what it is? When you watch a lot of television growing up in the Caribbean, I think the television define what you think is sexy. So obviously it's like the French or the English accent, because those are the ones you have the romantic movies, so forth and so on. And you think of Prince Charming having that French accent, even if you have no idea what he's talking about.
I always found it really funny. Whenever I was younger, I moved across the country. And whenever I moved across the country, even though everybody still spoke the same language, you have like different ways of saying things. And people would tell me all the time, like, oh, you have an accent. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? No, I don't.
No, because I used to tell people that, like, when I came to this country, where I lived in New Jersey before, they didn't have a lot of foreigners there. So they always used to ask me, say something, because they didn't understand what I was saying. But in my mind, especially I came here in my teens, so I was like, they don't know that I don't even understand what they're saying because they have an accent. But, no one thinks of it that way, but we all have accents.
Yes, I remember not too long ago, maybe, I guess it was long ago. Fuck, time flies. 2014, I went to England. I went to London and I was at a bar, and all of a sudden the guy next to me just stopped and he went, oh my God, she's American. Oh my God. Oh my God. Say something. Talk to me. And I was like, I don't know what you want me to say, but
you're like, but when people put you on the spot like that, then it makes you uncomfortable. Because when they do it to me, I'm like, hi.
Yeah. Yeah. This is me talking with an accent.
Yeah. It sucks when people put you on the spot. It's something like when someone says, tell me about yourself. And you're like, my name is, like, what?
And that's like the default too. Tell me about yourself. Okay, I'm 39 years old. I'm from Pittsburgh. Like there's, because man, getting put on the spot like that, you're like, I don't know what the fuck to say. My big toe is the largest on my foot. And
no, everyone knows that. They know. The truth comes out. I like when you don't say when you were young, you say when you were younger. I like that.
I don't think I did that on purpose, but
because like my dad always says, you're not old, you're just older. I said, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I like older and wiser. I'm definitely one of those people that I look back on my 20s and I don't miss it. I don't miss any of it.
Those were the days when you thought you were really smart, and now that you're older, you realize, oh my goodness, why someone didn't tell me? And I'm sure they did. You just didn't listen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You look like those kind of people. Mm-hmm. Dayna, you look like you got yourself in a lot of trouble.
I got myself in some trouble for sure. I love it though, because now, because I'm older and wiser, I can look back on it and learn from it. Like I feel like all of my 20s was just helping me learn lessons to get to where I am today. And I'm going to continuously fuck up and I'm going to continuously learn from my mistakes.
You know that.
Yeah.
But you know what the sad part? They always say you make mistakes and you learn from it. But I always say there's a lot of people that actually keep making the same mistakes well into their 40s, 50s and ongoing and still going, I don't get it. Why is it not working? So, at least you're one of the few that actually learned and acknowledged that and do something different. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a rough go of it in my 20s, so I definitely feel better now. And it was funny because I was looking again at your social media. I did a little bit of stalking, a little,
Oh, just a little. Okay.
a lot of stalking.
I like it when the men do it, but I guess you're all right.
And it says on there, ask me how to get over your breakups.
Oh, and you're like, God damn, I need to talk to her. Wait, do you have a man, Dayna?
I do. I'm married.
God,
I've been with my
we
husband
women hate
11
you.
years. Yeah.
We hate you. Some woman is thinking like, how do we steal her man?
Yeah. And he's a good one too. He's a good one to steal too. So if
Okay,
you were going to steal a man, it'd be
I'm
mine you'd
taking
want to
notes.
take.
Taking notes. Because a lot of people always think I'm like all this great, like, expert on relationships. And I'm like, it's not what you actually think. I'm like, I'm an expert at getting over relationships because I've had enough breakups, that I don't lay in my bed all day, cry and don't eat and just talk to my friends and tell them the same story over and over. I've gotten, I guess, good coping mechanism and good ways in which you don't have to do all of that. You don't have to gain weight and you don't have to lose weight and you don't have to look like crap to show everyone you're getting over a relationship. So like even when I came up with the different steps in getting over relationships, I always say it's my experience, but you know how much girlfriends you have and how much stories you have heard. And after a while, a lot of the things that we use, a lot of us use it without even knowing that we're using it.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to know some of these steps because even though you're happily married and we all hating on you and we want to get to you.
You never know when he's going to fuck up. I mean, he screws up all the time too. So I might need these at some point. Probably
I like
not,
how
but
it's not you though. I like how it's not you. It's him. Okay.
No. Yeah, he's definitely always the one. That's not true. I screw up plenty. In fact, I just had to apologize to him 2 days ago because he was like looking over my shoulder and I was watching a TikTok and I thought it was hilarious. And I thought that it was very easily explained via the TikTok. But he was asking me like, well, wait, what do you mean? What does that mean? And I was like, oh my God, just go away. he went upstairs and he texted me and he was like, I don't like it when you do that to me, when you make me feel bad for asking questions. And I was like, oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
I don't even like you, Dayna.
It was
it's funny. I like how he went up in his room and he texted you. The poor guy was scared. He was like, I don't know. He couldn't even call. You all in the same place. And he's like, I'm going upstairs and text her.
Yeah. Well, because we both have learned that we need to get out of each other's space when we're being moody with each other. So separation and then like taking a beat and thinking it through. But he texted me and he was like, I don't like it when you do that. And I was like, you're right. I'm so sorry. I was grouchy. I'm starting my period. Like I'm just taking it out on you.
And you see, that's to show you have grown. Some other woman might be like, and what's the big deal? I don't see the problem. You acting like a child. Oh my God, would you grow up and be a man? You see, so that's growth because you listen, you understood, and you apologize. Oh my God. See, you could be teaching so many people.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of owning your bullshit. Nobody out there is perfect. And, and whenever you screw up, I think the world would just be so much better if people could just own their bullshit and be like, yeah, I was going through something. My bad,
Too bad it's so hard for so many people. That's like, oh my God. As I say, some of the hardest word is I love you or I'm sorry. So, But.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So tell me, I know that you have like a book, correct?
Yes. It's called Let That Effing Man Go.
That's sassy. I like it.
It's 5+ steps to getting over a breakup. And I like to tell people that it's let that, and I have a bunch of symbols in the middle, and then it has man go. So it's let that beep, man go. And I always tell someone, just imagine when you're getting over a relationship, you're not all happy and cheery. You're angry most of the time. So I put those symbols there so you can release. So you can be like, any word you want to add in the middle there, let that beep, let that effing. It's however you feel. And I made it into like a book/journal. Because so many thoughts and so many things are running through your mind when you're going through a breakup. Is it me? Is it them? Is my family? It's a lot. I should have known. I saw the sign. It was a blue flag, a red flag. So all these different emotions comes up. And I think it's therapeutic too, to write some of these situations or emotions you're going through. So let me tell you, I always like to start with one of my favorite out of the 5. And I always tell people it's 5 plus. Me, it's really 6, but I know people not that smart as me, but I was trying to be cool, 5 plus, right? So one of my favorite is, I always link with friends, right? And I always like to tell people's like, yeah, I'm going to get my girlfriend. I'm going to go party. I'm going to go to the bar. Like Dayna was in the bar when she went away. I didn't want to say
That's
nothing.
how I got over most of my breakups. I was you get
Right.
over somebody by getting under somebody.
Right. So you see, exactly. So that's what I tell people. I said, no, those are not the friends. Don't hang out with Dayna, you all, when you got the breakup. Okay, so I always tell people, it have those people be like, yeah, put on this dress, show all these titties, all your butt out, and pick up a man because you don't need. No, I'm like, those are not the friends you need to hang with at that point in time. You need the friends that would actually just listen. And honestly, you're going to be talking and sad. You're going to be sad. You're going to be crying, all these things. But you need the friend that's just going to be there and be more understanding. So I always tell people, just be conscious of your friends. We have different kinds of friends. It have the friends that are going to drink and get drunk and pass out. Maybe you hang out with that person once every 3 months, You have to, the encouraging one that's going to be supportive. That's someone you want to keep in your circle. Be conscious of the circle you're in. Like me, I have about 2, and I call them confidants, because these days we use friends so loosely. Friends with benefits, BFF, and I'm like, friends sleep with your boyfriend or girlfriend. So maybe that's not the best word all the time. You know what I mean? So that's one of the
things. Those are acquaintances.
Because these days everybody's your friend. That's my friend. And I'm like, no, you're not. I get in all kind of trouble because people's like, well, we're friends. I'm like, no, have you been to my house? Did I come over to Thanksgiving dinner? No. So, and they get upset with me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm one of those. I'm just straight.
Yeah, I love that you own that, though. You're like, no, because people do just kind of throw around that term so loosely. Like they met you once at a bar and you did a shot together or something, and now all of a sudden you're friends. And I think social media has a lot to do with that too, because Facebook, they use the word friend. So
exactly, everybody is your friend. Oh my goodness. So no, make sure you're conscious of who these friends are. And like I said, I call it confidence. I feel like, to me, when you look up the word confidence, also it feels like someone that you can lead you, that you can close your eye and they can take you anywhere and you don't have to think about it and get worried. That's the kind of people you want to keep in your tiny circle. Okay, and they say you're lucky if you have 2 or 3 of those in your lifetime, because we don't have a lot of those.
100%. And I
know I'm pretty smart.
You're very smart. I think that's something that you also learn with age. Whenever I was in my 20s and I was partying, I was the same way. Oh, my friends. Oh, look at all my friends. And then as I got older, I have like that small group of people, that I can count on and that are really my friends. Then there's like your friends, your tight, close group of friends. And then there's the people that know you, but they don't know you. And you know that they would like stab you in the back or like talk about you when you're gone or whatever.
You have a lot of those, Dayna. You see, like when you talk, you're like thinking, like, I remember Sarah. Thank God I don't talk to her no more.
Well, because I consider friends, like I have a girlfriend, Cynthia. Cynthia, I love you so much. She is my cheerleader. She is there to tell me, like, she will give it to me straight and honest. And she will also lift me up. She is all about lifting up. And I got rid of all of the other friends a long time ago. If you're not lifting me up, if you're not in my corner, if you and I can't lift each other up, I should say.
Exactly.
Then I don't want it. I have no time for it anymore. I'm getting older. I don't have time for that bullshit. Isn't
it amazing how these things come with age? Like you don't even realize it until you're going through something in particular, and you're like, when I was 20, I would have done this. Now I'm 35, and like, oh no, like why are you talking to me? I'm done. It's amazing how the shift happens, and you don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like maturity.
I'm an adult. The same stuff you were telling your parents, no, your parents don't know nothing. That has become you.
Yes. Oh God. You know what? I like it though. I like it. I think about it. I'm always like, oh my gosh, because you get older. I mean, Botox covers it for me now, but I was like, I'm getting wrinkles. And I was like, yeah, but how fucking lucky am I that I have smile wrinkles, like that's a good thing. I shouldn't be
That's
sad
true.
about it. I don't want to be like all the time, I want to be happy.
Yes, I totally agree. Uh, so let me tell you what my second favorite in the
Yes.
5. I'm not going to tell you all the 5.
Yeah, no, you
But
got to go get the book for that.
Exactly, right. But one of the things is I name each title kind of strange. So the other one was called Clean House. So a lot of people, I think I named my title certain way because people are gonna go, what? That's just dumb. Like, what? Clean house? So I said it's just like this, right? When you with someone, you have the pictures, you have the underwear, you have the t-shirts, you have so much, you have the letters, the email. Now it's 2021, the taxes, right? And the emails, whatever the case might be. And I tell people that sometimes it's time to clean house, as in you need to separate yourself from certain things because it's always going to bring back a memory. You're going to be sleeping in the t-shirt, you're going to be sniffing the t-shirt. Girl, I know I sniffed a few t-shirts in my time.
I sniffed a pillow.
Right? So
I relate. Yeah.
So people need to separate themselves. Otherwise, you couldn't keep bringing up memories. And sometimes, you know what's strange? Even though you break up and it's a good reason why you break up, you always tend to go back to those nice little times when you all had dinner, when you all walked in the park. And that's why you need to somewhat disconnect because you're going to be playing over the same thing over and over in your head. Keep in mind, people don't just immediately up and break up. It has to be something along the way that caused the breakup. So sometimes you do need to remember that to keep you focused on why you broke up, but disconnect yourself from certain things. So someone once asked me, but if he bought me a big screen TV, I was like, girl, I know. I got one of those. He had bought me. My phone was like $600. I'm like, I'll say this. I ain't say get crazy. But if you know for a fact that the phone or the big screen TV is definitely going to keep bringing up emotional stuff and have you crying and sobbing, then you honestly going to need to separate yourself from it or get rid of it. Because I was fine with my phone. My phone brought nothing up for me.
No emotional attachment whatsoever.
Right. And I always tell people, I say, you don't want to go to prison, right? So if he has a bunch of stuff he left there, I don't get crazy and break up stuff. And Mss Francois told you to get rid of it. Hey, I ain't coming in court for you, okay? So I always tell people, send a text, send an email, because you don't want too much phone calls, because the phone call is going to be like, you remember the time? No. To tell him to pick up his stuff at a certain period of time. If he didn't, make sure you keep that screenshot or that email, so in case he takes you to court, right?
Yeah.
But I tell people, let's make some money, because again, it have some things that you might be able to sell. It have so much apps out there. It have certain things you can give to the Salvation Army, and someone might be able to help someone, and some things you might need to burn. So I was like, so it's like, think about these things, and this is when your confidence comes in, trying to help you with these things and help you sort through certain things. Because if you keep these things and you're waking up next to the picture every day, you're never gonna move forward. You're never gonna transition or to the next chapter in your life. You're gonna stay stuck, right, Dayna?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're basically just torturing yourself, like you're basically saying to yourself over and over and over again that you do not think that you are worthy enough to move on from this relationship that doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. And you're holding on to nothing really. Because you know what's the sad part, especially for us women as emotional creatures? He already moved on. He's sleeping with Jennifer, Dayna.
Uh-huh. He's already out there doing all the things. All the things.
And you're crying like, why? No.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, a lot of my listeners already know this, but whenever my husband and I first got together 11 years ago, we were very toxic. We were awful to each other. We broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together constantly. And then at one point I was like, okay, enough. And I blocked him from everything. I blocked him on phone. I blocked him on email. I blocked him on social media, everything. And then he started leaving notes on my car.
You went back to the old school.
And then he was sending me flowers to work, but I was done. I had told him, because at the time, whenever I met my husband, I already had 2 small children. And I knew for me that I wanted to be married and that I wanted more children. Right. And he could not commit to that. And so finally I was like, look, bro, shit or get off the pot. Like, I'm not gonna just wait around for you. And he couldn't do it. So I was like, all right, well then I'm done, because I think at that point I was like 31 or 32 and I felt my biological clock ticking. And I was like, I want to have more babies. And if you're not gonna, put a ring on it, then mama gotta go. And so I cut him off and didn't respond to him for a while. And then lo and behold, he was like, no, I do want to marry you. I do want to have babies with you. And we got back together, and 2 babies, and almost 6 years of marriage later, here we are.
Wow. And that's good. You see, but that's good. Because sometimes some men do need a little shake. You know what I'm saying? And when they realize, they look around and be like, I'm about to lose this. Like, hell no. So that's a great story.
Yeah.
Because some people be like, all right, well, fine, it was good. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, he came to his senses.
And see, now it's 11 years later.
Yeah.
You're good, Dayna. I'm so proud. You're awesome.
Yeah.
I need to take some notes from you.
Yeah. Well, don't take notes from me. I will actually know. I'll just tell you everything that I screwed up, and then you can learn from my mistakes.
From that, right?
Because I did a lot of that. I asked some of my listeners to send in some of their reasons for breaking up with people. So I want you to tell me, deal breaker or not deal breaker.
Ooh, let me hear this.
The first one says, she chewed with her mouth open all the damn time.
Okay, but he didn't want to be with that person in the first place. He didn't. That was just an excuse because he couldn't find anything else. So he's like, that sounded like a real good excuse to him in his mind. And no, that was nothing. He could have helped her chew with her mouth closed.
Yeah, he could have been like, chop, chop, close
exactly.
it.
So anything that you could easily have somewhat fixed or done something to go around, please. He was already sleeping with her friends, so that's why he broke up with her. I know him. What's his name? John? Nah.
This one says, she snored too loud. Get out while you can. I really like my sleep.
I have a friend that she does snore really loud. And he actually just goes on in the living room. He's like, I can't deal with it. But you see, he loves her enough that, okay, I could find some way to deal with it. Maybe I'll have to sleep in the living room more often. But again, this is 2021. There are things to put on your nose. There are surgeries you could have. So come on. Again, that's the same John. She was snoring and she chewed her mouth open. Okay, why do you keep sending in questions?
That you can smother people with.
Exactly.
So I actually just saw, I don't know if it was an article or if I listened to it somewhere, but it was about couples nowadays. Like, it is not mandatory to share a bed to, be in a marriage anymore. Like, some couples, in order to save their marriage, they still have sex and stuff like that, but they're not sleeping in the same room because of issues like that, snoring or moving too much and stuff like that.
I'll say this, as things 2021 and beyond and everything is okay and everyone is changing up all this stuff. If that supposedly works for them, fine. But then again, that could be 2%,
Yeah.
And again, it could have so much. People don't realize just because you hear a sentence like that, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Again, I always say when we try to give people advice in other people's relationship, we're not the one when the door closes and they pillow talking and, together and making love. And then they come back and say, yeah, and I can't be. No. So we don't know what's going on. For me, hell to the no. It's just like in life in general, you need connection, you need touch, you need to be held. All these things shows a whole. And then remember, we have love languages. I don't know. Maybe their love languages was just affirmation. You come and you tell me I love you, I'm good. But again, everyone is different. So if it works for them, great. But I ain't working for me.
Yeah, I don't think that I would be okay with that either. Like, I love my husband. I want him to be next to me. I actually find some of his quirks while he sleeps endearing. Like, he sometimes talks in his sleep, and I'm always like, because I'm a very light sleeper. So whenever he starts talking, I'm always listening so I can tell him the next day what he said.
Oh, girl, that's the best time to ask them questions.
Yeah. I don't know, but I would even ask him, like, maybe that's the best time to like plant information, like what I want for Christmas or something.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that works. Because some people I have spoken to while they talking to Steve, they actually answer you. So try it. Don't tell him those, but try it.
I'm gonna have to try that for sure. Because probably 2 times a month he'll talk in his sleep, and he's always like, "No, don't go." You know, like it's always like something.
You see, you have traumatized him from 11 years ago. Okay, he's still suffering. That's just wrong.
So here's an interesting. This is a controversial one. I'm curious what you think of this one. This guy broke up with his girl because she wouldn't give him head.
Damn right, he's right. What's the problem? Next question. I don't care. That's not controversial. What?
No,
hey, we all have certain things we're into. Like if you check out some of my Instagram, one of the number one thing is I said if you don't eat pussy, this I'm not gonna continue. I don't care how wonderful you are, how you get along with my family. What that has nothing to do. I have certain things I desire, and I'm not settling. Okay. So he was damn right.
All right. Okay.
That's not controversial. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. He'll be glad to hear that, I'm sure. This one said, one girl asked me to pee on her. So he broke up with her. What do you think of that one?
You see, you know what? It go start with peeing, then she want him to shit on. See, he already saw the signs. He's like, okay, then it go be vomit on me. So, it's not everybody could deal with certain things. Like, so I always use an example. Some people don't mind their man or girlfriend cheat once in a while, they still stay with them. I have a problem with people peeing on me, shitting on me, trying to vomit. And he's like, if it starts with peeing, he's not trying to do the rest of the things. So that run. Don't look back. Okay,
there's some kinky shit going on. I don't know how I would feel about that. Like, there are some people, I do another show called the Dirty Little Secrets Club, and they send me in their dirty little secrets. And there are a lot of people's kinks that they hide from their significant others. And I always like wonder about that. Like there are some men that write into our show and they tell us that they're bisexual and their wife doesn't know, and they're off getting, blowjobs, when their wife doesn't know about it.
See, that's the problem. It's a relationship, right? Again, we're not going to tell our spouses every tiny thing. Yeah. But at the same time, this is a person, especially if you're married and you have the vows and this is the person you're committed to, you know what I'm saying? Then you're lying to yourself and the person you're with. Then that's not a relationship. You know, so it's either you try to work it out with, regardless if it's therapy or talking to your pastor, whatever works for you. If that's not the case, then you should honestly you should let that person go, because you still have things you need to deal with. And maybe you need to find a partner that likes being peed on, and you could pee on her and everyone pee.
Yeah. Golden showers for everyone.
Exactly. Because I have nothing against it. But again, I don't pee on me when no thanks.
So I'm going to try and dive a little deeper into Mss Francois.
Oh, go ahead, dive.
Could you tell us one of your worst breakups and how you got over it?
Oh, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I think one of my worst breakups was when you think you find the person for you, the love of your life. This person, check me, should I tell that story or that story? Nah, this story, that's the most fresh one, right? This was 2018. Like, he was perfect. He saw me 8 days out of the week, 25 hours a day. He was there. He was supportive, regardless if it's being there mentally, physically, financially. Oh, girl, this was one of the 13 disciples. He must have been the 13th disciple. Mm-hmm. So he was that amazing. All that. If y'all can't see me, it's a tongue action. Okay, skills for days. I think the worst complaint I had was like he was too up underneath me sometimes, and everybody need their space, right? So that's the worst complaint. But your friends and family is like, you need to shut up because you finally get the person you want. What the hell? Right? And everything was great. And I finally took him home. Like, I'm one of those people funny with me letting you meet the family, which you should be. And finally, I think we did it for like 1.5 years, and we talked about marriage. We talked about purchasing a house. We had a little business together. So we had accounts together. So it was leading to where, oh my God, every woman, oh my God, I get to throw the bouquet, right? And I had told him, I said, I hadn't taken a guy to Trinidad to meet my other family because I have lots of brothers and sisters. My mom drink milk, very healthy. So finally, we talked about it. I said, I don't want to take you if you have doubts. Let me know now. So, we're going to leave that for another time. No, I'm ready. I love you, girl. All that wonderful stuff. You're melting, pussy wet, everything. Right, great. Comes in to find out he like prostitutes. Now, right? So, and again, it's, the thing what irritates me, sometimes when I tell a story, people go, oh, wasn't you not having sex with him? I'm like, really? That's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Please.
That's the ignorant people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Agree.
then I feel like I have to, stand up for myself. Like, no, that wasn't it. Because this was something he was doing way before he met me.
Totally.
Whatever, it could be an issue, a problem, whatever, that's his issue. But again, many times when you look back, you see many times when apparently he used to come to me and say, oh, I'm going to treat you even better. And like maybe at certain instances, he was like guilty for whatever he was doing. And he would always try to do certain things to make it up. And maybe that's why he was so nice too, but I think that hurt me so much because I saw the white picket fence, I saw the kids, I saw the house. So when you get to that level and everything next day is nothing, that's really hard to deal with, compared to the other relationship, like you dated many people and it's serious, but it's not that serious. So I think that really hit me hard to the point where I was driving, like you have to park the car and just scream and cry and all it. Oh, girl,
you gotta feel it. You gotta feel it.
Yes. And I think that's why I always say one of my favorite steps was the confidant, because if I didn't have the right people around me, because I could have the wrong people around me, be like, come burn down his stuff. Like, you have your different friends, or sleep with this person. No. So thank God I had the right people around me that was so supportive, that was there for me, talking to me, visiting me, like taking me out, like going healthy, like amusement parks, just fun, healthy, excursions or whatever you want to call them. So that, I think that was one of the like heart-wrenching ones.
Yeah, that one's really hard. And I feel you on that one too, though, especially talking about the confidants, like because there are those people that will egg you on to do something terrible, and sometimes,
and then you can't come back from it. You have sex with somebody, come back pregnant, come back with a disease. Then what? Your friend be like, girl, what? I didn't know you were going to do that. Like that. What? Really?
Yeah. It's definitely, I agree that is a good breakup step, is to make sure that you have the right people around, because I mean, it's all about mindset, right? Like you have a positive mindset, you attract those positive people, those people that are going to, again, healthy. They're going to help you make healthy choices and healthy decisions for you to move on. And then there's those people that are so addicted to drama and they don't feel alive unless there's drama. And especially if it's not their drama, somebody else's drama, they're going to egg you on. Oh, let's go fucking bash his windows in, or, like, let's put an ad on Craigslist, or let's,
I see you had a few of those.
I had a lot of unhealthy people in my life. Definitely had a lot of unhealthy.
Yeah. I never thought of that.
Luckily now, again, my circle is very healthy and they're positive.
Like, let me clean this up. Let me make sure things have changed.
Yeah. High vibrations. That's all I want. I want high vibrations. Everyone else can piss off.
That's awesome.
Yes. But again, tell us, where can they go and get your book, and where can they find you?
Okay, so I make it easy for everyone. You could go to my website. It's www. Of course, if you don't know that by now, something's wrong with you. That it's Mss Francois. That's MSS for multi-talented and super sexy. Just so you know, right? So it's MssFrancois.com. I'm on every social media platform. You could get the book via Amazon. You could get it through my website. But I always tell people the website is just a one-stop shop that everything you need is right there.
Awesome.
I'm pretty smart.
Yeah, the smartest. And I will make sure people know where to go also by putting all of that in the show notes. So if you need her website, it'll be there for you. And gosh, this was so fun. I really enjoyed having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. You're awesome too. Thank you.
Yeah. And guys, you know the drill. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button and tell some friends, subscribe. We'll up those numbers for us, please. And if you're listening on Apple, again, you know the drill. Go ahead and give us a rate and review. 5 stars only accepted at this time. And until our next episode, keep living that trophy wife life.
Bye, guys.